All right. Hello, everybody. Boy, the lighting's a little bit better. Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. Getting going a little bit later today. So thank you guys for waiting. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, we talk about money, finance, budget. Today's idea is that we're going to talk about holiday gift giving, gift buying, or not gift giving, and what to do on the holidays instead. So let me know your ideas in the chat, but also let me know if there's anything that you guys want to talk about, that you want to ask me about. It is also time to get my financial house in order for the coming year. And so, I like to set a to do like a vision board, like a goals list, and I haven't done that yet. It's been a while. I got a little raise this year. I'm hoping that very, 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 very soon there'll be a little promotion as well, which will hopefully come with you know what? I'm not gonna put that out there that it's gonna be a little bit of money. I'm hoping that it's gonna have a big raise. Who am I kidding? So hopefully my financial situation continues to improve. I will say that the last time my mom and I went to the grocery store, groceries were super duper high. Like it just seemed like all the fruits were higher, everything. Okay. Hi, good morning, Richard. Good to see you. I hope everybody is having a great week, that you are, not stressed about the holidays. Please remember to like the video. Um, okay, so for the holidays, my best friend was just talking about this. Their work, White Elephant, just upped their White Elephant gift. I guess they've worked there over 10 years. And in those 10 years, they were just telling me that first the gift was, get something that's valued at about $10, which that's probably pretty low for a while. Hi, Ernie. Oh, that's okay. Um, Diane's in California visiting her grandchildren for the next 2 months. That's a long time. Oh, there's a bug in here. Oh, I might try and smush it. I think they're called no-see-ums, and it gets in through the crack in my door. Anyway, um, uh, Diane's visiting her grandbabies. You're in Boise, Idaho. You're driving back up to Lewiston. Okay. Have a safe trip, Ernie. Cindy says, last week you said Trump signed something to reduce weight loss drugs. It was for Medicare and Medicaid. Um, we're still moving in the right direction with that, and that is one of my biggest expenses right now. And you guys, you best believe, okay, that I'm getting credit card points for it. I put it okay. So you guys know that my credit card strategy, it really changed this year. I really am still trying to do free travel. And I have something to share. I have booked a trip to Japan, and by booked a trip to Japan, I mean I have booked the plane ticket. It cost 72,000 points, but I have not spent $72,000 on my credit card. I did a sign up bonus with Capital One where it was like spend $4,000 in the first few months. And I knew that I had a lot of expenses, right? I had a car repair right before my vacation. I'm putting the weight loss drug on there and I'm getting 2 times points back on that. And I'm like, my gas and my electric bill every other month is about it's in the mid 400s to like low 500s. So I knew that that was coming up and I put all that on there. So I knew I was going to hit the minimum spend and I got 100,000 points for doing that. And so I used 72,000 of those points on Japan Airlines. I'm going to be flying business class. And so it feels like I paid no money for that trip because I still have to book my return flight. So let me know if you guys want, not today, but if you guys want to see that process. The reason why not today is I already know there's no return flights because that's what I was looking at this morning on my phone. Um, but anything will help. I just saw that they're trying to develop a weight loss pill. So I feel like that will be more affordable. Um, the reason why medicines like Zepbound, the GLP-1s that you have to give yourself with a shot or an injection pen, they have to be refrigerated. And so that really ups the shipping cost, I think, because they have to keep it refrigerated. So they have to make sure that, like, while it's in transit, right? Like, maybe it's on a plane, maybe it's in a truck, but, like, you can't like, it needs to be like a refrigerated truck. Maybe it doesn't need to be a refrigerated truck because there's, like, ice packs and things in the package, and it's, like, huge packaging because they keep it on, like, dried ice. So I think once they switch it from being pill form to being pill form from a shot, I think that will be, hopefully a lot more affordable. My friend just started taking it. She says she's a teacher here in California, and she said her insurance covers it. She's only paying $30 a month for it, which is amazing. Not the pill, the actual shot. Anyway, okay. So I'll look more into that. Okay, Ernie's gonna watch the show when he gets home. And Richard said that rent is his biggest expense. And I think that's kind of like that rent being your biggest expense is pretty common for most um Americans for sure. And I think that's kind of how it's supposed to be. Cindy says that her biggest expense is house repairs. You plan to move in the next couple of years, and your husband has scheduled several repairs over the last 5 years. Yeah, and I have been I'm gonna knock on wood over here, but I've been really fortunate that I have not had a lot of home repairs come up recently. When I first bought this house, I needed a new roof, and it is scary a little bit, not scary. I mean, it's part of having a home. You just got hit by your first oh no. Richard, I don't know how to change that midway, but I'll look at it afterwards because it should not give you 2 ads. I haven't even been live not even 10 minutes. That's crazy. I'll try and figure out. Maybe it did 2 at once. Oh, there's a bug in here. I will look afterwards at the settings. Do you know how many ads you got last week? Because I set it exactly the same. Maybe it's because it's Christmas, maybe they're throwing more ads at you. I'm really sorry. No, it's okay. I'm really sorry that you're getting hit by those ads. 6 ads total last week in the whole hour, but you've already got 2 this week. Ugh, I'm sorry. Next week I will look at those settings and I'll try and figure that out. Today I got on late. Last night it was one of my first friend to turn 50. I'm so happy birthday, Marie. All right, but gift giving, right? So my friend's job does White Elephant, and at first it was $10. Then it went up to 20, and now this year it's up to 35. But it's not like really up to, it's like they're telling them that they need to spend at least 35, which that's a lot of money on people that you don't really know if they're gonna actually enjoy it. I was like, "Just get them a gift card and some chocolate," and my friend's like, "The gift cards are so impersonal." But you also like, it's White Elephant, so you don't really know who's gonna, like, wind up with it. So, my suggestion's gonna be this, if you have White Elephant. Like, okay, White Elephant is no to me, that's like a gag gift, right? And I haven't been to one of those in a very long time. We do not do at work here in California, it's pretty political. Like, people were like, "Let's get a Christmas tree," but you cannot call it a Christmas tree, you can have a holiday tree. And we've done that before. We've had a holiday tree. But you can't have a Christmas tree because, like, you don't know if everybody celebrates Christmas. That's okay, call it a holiday tree, and they put up an ornament for whatever they do to celebrate, and we're all happy. Um, there's a bug in here, you guys. Ugh, I don't normally kill bugs, but this one, ugh. Did I get it? I don't think I got it. How's there a bug inside my house? Anyway, the gift exchange. I'm gonna suggest doing something old that you have, like a Beanie Baby or something like that. Get rid of your clutter and give it to someone else as a gag gift, right? When I last went to one of those, I actually did buy something specific for it. I thought it was a great gift. It was called Ask Me Jesus, and it was like a magic 8 ball, but instead it was Jesus. So you would and it was made of velvet. So you shook this velvet Jesus and you'd be like, "Should I go out tonight?" And it would be like, "Yes, my child," or something like that. And everybody got a kick out of it, and that was the one that everybody fought over. But to me, White Elephant is normally like a gag gift. And they're doing this thing now that I've seen that's super cute, where, like, maybe you take a can of soda or something, and you or, like, a couple cans of soda and, like, a candy bar, and you just wrap it into a fun shape, like a drill or like a toilet bowl or something like that. So, do something cheap where you're just giving your coworkers little snacks, but maybe you wrap it in a fun way so that they think it's something else. Or maybe you're giving them a gag gift. Like, I don't really think anybody would want a Beanie Baby, but, like, I do think that that would get your office talking. They'd be like, "Oh, if this was '90s, this would be, like, a hot commodity." And then maybe get rid of some junk too. Debbie probably would not approve of that. She'd be like, "You're just giving your junk to someone else." Um but yeah, maybe see if you have anything around your house. Do you have a gift card? I'm so sorry. I gotta check my messages. I don't know. I'm getting like a million text. Um, so you had a gift exchange in the 4th grade. Person you had cried at your gift, not in a good way, and you've been an overachiever ever since. I love that. And I will say that we're not doing it at my work now, right? I think that a lot of times people like, I don't wanna ask people to spend money. Even when we did it at my job where I was the manager in the past, we asked people if they wanted to participate. It was like secret gift exchange. Um, so, like, if I like so you would have the equal number of participants, right? Everybody picked a name. If you got your own name, you put it back. Then we took it a step further at my work because I've been on the bad recipient end of that, or somebody gets you like a half-eaten candy bar or something like that. Hopefully it's not that bad, but like you hear stories about where it's kind of just like where one person gets a really nice gift and the other person gets like a not great gift. So w- when we did it, it was up to 20, and this was like years ago, but up to 20, and then we had people, like, list 3 work appropriate gifts that they would like that were up to $20. So, I think you guys know this because I bought Jenny Silver's children's book, but I collect children's books. So, I was like, any children's book would be fine. I think I wanted, like, a CD that year, so I put, like, the name of the artist that I wanted. Um and then this was back when DVDs still existed, and I would pick one that was like 19.99 or something. Um, and then that way, like, people like so you would pick a random person, but then that random person, we had like a list of 3 things that we would like, and even if you didn't get them one of those exact 3 things, at least it kind of gave people an idea of what they would want. So, like, oh, I also love Taco Bell, so, like, Taco Bell gift card. Um but I'm still gonna advocate going through your junk and getting rid of that. Also, like, so I have, and it's been sitting in my wallet for forever, I have a Red Robin gift card. There's not really a Red Robin that's anywhere close to me. So, like, re-gift any gift cards that you're not gonna be using. There are also websites where you can buy discounted gift cards, might be a good example as well. Um Clearance rack at CVS. Sometimes, like, they'll have gift sets that are valued, like, up to $20 that might be, like, a good idea, or you can politely just decline and say, "You know what? I don't wanna participate this year," because that can get expensive depending on, like, how many organizations you're in and what other things that you have going on. So don't feel bad about politely declining either. Um I would like to think that when we did it at my work before, that we did it in a way where people didn't feel obligated, like, they did not feel like they had to participate, they just could if they wanted to. And I will say, Garrick, who I'm friends with most of the people that I have worked with that have come in and out of my life throughout the years. Garrick bought me, like, one of the nicest it was just something probably off the list, I think, but he actually got something off the list. He didn't go rogue, he didn't get me something bad, he got me something that I wanted, and I wanna say the year that we did that, that was the only gift that I got. Well, I probably got something from my mom, but, like, from my friends or, like, whatever, like, that was the nicest gift that I got, and it was really meaningful to me. It was like a Spirited Away DVD, so yeah, and I still have that, and I still think of Garrick and how nice that was that he got that for me. Alright, I'm gonna take a sip of coffee. And if you guys wouldn't mind liking the video. All right. Now, in terms of actually celebrating the holidays, I don't have any new information for you, but I'm going to pitch the same few ideas. Driving around and looking at Christmas lights, which my mom and I almost did that this week. My mom and I finally saw Wicked for Good, which we really liked. I liked it more than I thought I would based on the reviews. Did that bug just go in my coffee? Oh my God, I think it did. Oh no, I'm gonna trap him inside though. Nope, now he flew out. Okay, well, I can't. Don't let me drink that coffee, you guys, because that bug definitely was on the inside of my cup. And now he's flown out. And if he goes in there again, I have my little coaster. I'm gonna trap him inside. I can't believe this. But anyway, um, so we almost did the Christmas lights, and I really think that that's like a good, nice tradition. I also, if your family is big, do like Secret Santa or secret gift exchange or something like that. Don't get a gift for everybody. Just everybody pull someone's name, and then that way you're only getting one gift and set a maximum. Like I think $20, maybe $25, $30. No, because it's like not everybody can do that. Not everybody can even do the 20 or 25. So be mindful of like who all's in your group when you do that. But if you have a big family, definitely, definitely don't worry about everybody if you are doing gifts, and try and go for traditions and experiences over gifts. So, looking at Christmas lights. Now, this is funny. I live in Los Angeles. I live in California. So there's lots of different neighborhoods. If you guys I know a lot of you guys are from California. So if you guys have a favorite spot in California to look at for Christmas lights, go ahead and drop those in the comments. But my mom and I normally go to this area called Hastings Ranch because I've mentioned this before. I grew up in Pasadena, and Hastings Ranch is near Sierra Madre, and Sierra Madre right behind it is kind of Hastings Ranch, and it's kind of like up in the hills, and that was the area. Did that bug just bite me? Oh my goodness. Um, I gotta just pretend like there's no bug in here, even though there is. But anyway, we've kind of like they theme each of their roads. So like there'll be like a gingerbread lane, but really it's just kind of like these cutouts of gingerbread men that are at like the tree stumps. Um, and then they just decorate their house however they want. But it used to be more like if your house was gingerbread lane themed, like or not your house, but if your street was the gingerbread house, if your street had the cutouts of the gingerbread men, you were supposed to also keep with the gingerbread theme for your decorations. And then there would be like a street that had angels. So if your street had the cutouts of the angels, you were supposed to also decorate your house with angels. And if your house had Santa, then you would decorate your house with Santa. And if your street had snowmen, then you would decorate your house with snowmen. But now it's more like they just put out the wooden cutouts at the trees, and then they don't theme the house and the decorations with the theme of the street anymore. So and it's just so much of the inflatables now. I still like going, right? We still like going. But this year my mom's like, it's been kind of the same the last few years. But we also have a tradition. There's a burger place. It's called Tops. And the small order of fries is giant. It's huge for 2 people, so we split an order of fries, and we each get a junior cheeseburger, which PS, that's a good money saving tip in general. Don't if you go to a restaurant and they have a junior cheeseburger or a children's cheeseburger or a senior cheeseburger, do it like that. get that instead of like the full priced burger because a lot of times it's actually the same. I'm gonna tip you guys into something that we do at the movie theater that'll also save you money. We have and I don't know if you guys have seen where, like, they take the McDonald's fries and they're, like, in different size containers and it's the same amount. I'm not gonna tell you about that about the popcorn. If you get a large popcorn, you're getting a lot of popcorn. If you get a small popcorn, you're getting less popcorn. But I am gonna tell you that we've started selling food at my movie theater, and the side of fries is the same size as a full-size order because we pre-portion everything to make it easy. So side fries and regular fries, it's the same size. So sometimes if you order a side of something, it's gonna cost you less, but I think at a lot of places, it's actually the same size. Okay. Richard says the electric rates are so high right now, not many people are putting up Christmas lights. That's a good point. Electricity has gone up a lot. Cindy says, we saw relatives over Thanksgiving. We will spend Christmas remodeling projects. I'll cook a turkey and red raspberry. Oh, you told me last year. Tell me again what red raspberry pie is. And I got to write it down. I'm going to remember this time. Hold on. Because I feel like it sounded really good. Okay, so tell me again what that is. I remember you said that you made that last year. Okay, I'm gonna write it down on the whiteboard so that I can go show my mom. My mom and I have been watch holiday shows together, right? So my mom likes to watch. Well, me and my mom both like to watch holiday movies, and we've been watching something called "Is It Cake," which we're liking. All right, what is? I can just Google it. Red raspberry pie. Red. Is it just raspberry pie? Raspberry. Is it just like a what makes it different? Is it just raspberry pie but with red raspberries instead of like are there no blackberries are a different thing. All right, well tell me what's in the raspberry pie. um and I did get my mom some gifts this year. Just because she's home by herself, like I think it would just be nice. We're not going out as much. So I think that would be good. Okay. Um Steve said he gift 3D printed pictures called a lithohane. It hangs like a sun catcher on the window. That seems nice also. There's lots of, like, projects that you guys could probably do with things around your house. Like, I've seen, like, fake sun catchers or fake stained glass windows where it has, like, I don't know what it is, but it's kind of like a thick black paint. That seems like a fun activity. You could bake cookies together, like flour, sugar are somewhat affordable. Like, I know some families are really struggling, but, like, baking cookies together, like, the night before. Um, this might be good for gift exchange. I know, like, a lot of my mom and I, when we went grocery shopping recently, like, a lot of things say sorry, I gotta, like, adjust my chair. Nope, yeah, that's not gonna work. Say, like, school or office friendly, because I know a lot of people have allergens now, but we have, one of my old employees, and she still brings me cookies, every year, and last year she gave some to my mom, but she just bakes some cookies. She'll bake 3 different kinds of cookies, so each person gets, like, a chocolate peppermint cookie, a chocolate chip cookie, and then, like, a gingerbread cookie, and she puts it in some plastic wrap, and she wraps it up, and that's what she brings to the office. Now, that's not gonna hit a $30 minimum, but, like, it's a fun like, that can be a tradition, right? And I she's been doing it for years now, so I'm gonna assume that she likes it, but it's really nice, like, people look forward to that. Okay. So anyway, I think that's really cool. Okay, then Alex said, did I finish all my Christmas shopping? I never once stepped in them all this year. Everything on Amazon Prime and arriving on Monday. Brilliant. Malls are too crazy. Most of the malls by me have shut down at this point. Um, so I don't there is one, I have not been there. It's been so my movie theater used to be in a mall, and that one closed down though. We used to be in the main side of the mall, and then we took up the whole other side of the mall. It used to be like an indoor-outdoor mall where I was, and then now it's all shut down. But, like, I really, on the day-to-day, saw, like, the stores shutting down and saw the empty vacancies, and, um, most of the malls by where I live are now shut down, so I also have not been to a mall in a very, very long time, and yes, everything I'm looking 'cause I've got some Santa has some presents in my room for my mom already, um, but everything that I bought online, and most of it I actually got on Black Friday. So the day after Thanksgiving, I was home and I did do a little online shopping. I kept it within the budget though, so it's okay. All right. And I do think that I'm finished. Oh, Indiana has -3 right now and snow on the ground. Hi, Rocky. It's great to see you. Um, Richard said the original Miracle on 34th Street is my favorite Christmas movie. I really liked that one. I also really like It's a Wonderful Life is pretty good. Like it had been a while since I saw it and I watched it last year. My mom and I just watched Home Alone, and we're gonna do some of the newer Netflix Christmas movies this year and see about that. Okay, crust res raspberries topped with sugar and cornstarch and or tapioca. All right. I would probably do it with the tapioca. I love just regular tapioca pudding. Okay. Joel says, I do all Amazon shopping as well for Christmas gifts. I only went to Costco to get something for my dad, and even that was a madhouse. You guys, let's talk about Costco for a second. So, first of all, for much of my life, I've lived alone. So I'm a single lady for the most part. Or like just one other person, right? Either a boyfriend or a partner, or now my mom. My mom and I don't really eat that much food. I think I've told the story about how I have like this 5 pound or 25-pound bag of salt that I like literally moved here to my house. Also, guys, this is definitely not a wedding ring. This is one of those Aura rings because I'm trying to track my health and my sleeping habits and all that fun stuff. Um, and I got it for a discount with credit card points as well. So I did not pay full price for my Aura ring. But anyway, just wanted to let you know what that is if you guys are like, "Hey, I don't remember Shelly having a ring before." You are right. It's a health ring, not any type of wedding band. But anyway, Costco's are like my worst nightmare. They just really are. I think that like you're like, "Oh, that's a good deal for what you're getting." But guess what? If you're not gonna eat 5 pounds of spinach, if it's just gonna get rotten in your refrigerator, then it is not a good deal. It is a waste of money. Um, and like the parking lots at Costco are drama, and trying to navigate the rows with your shopping cart are drama. I will say it's a good place to get your, eyeglasses, though. They have affordable eyeglasses at Costco, but otherwise, Costco's drama. Also, you can find good gift card deals at Costco, but I have not been a member at Costco. I almost drank that coffee that had the bug in it. Okay, I need to put the lid on it now before I accidentally do that. Okay. Man with Swagger, hello, says, I think Medi-Cal will see massive defunding soon. I have had dental procedures there as I have had a good dentist and not atrocious Western dinner. Does the big, beautiful bill cut all these programs? Well, it seems like it's time to switch gears and look at that. I don't, from what I know, I don't think they've fully decided what's going to change on that just yet. Um, that stupid bug is still flying around. Okay, let's see here. I have to add the tab first. 1 second. Big, beautiful bill. I know some things are going to be cut. Bill cutting dental. Let's see. Okay. Anyway, Christmas lights, baking cookies, watching family movies. We are going to transition into looking at the big beautiful bill, but also talking holidays. And what's my other one that I always picture? Playing board games. Oh, I just got Clue. My mom and I got Clue, and my best friend came over to play with us, so that was awesome. Because it's a 3-person game. I gotta Google if you can play that with 2 people. So playing games, baking cookies, just something where you're actually spending time with your family and not necessarily just getting gifts, I think is really important. Okay, let's try and share this about the big, beautiful bill. I Googled if it's cutting dental because that's what you out. Is this sharing properly? Also, I think last time when I share, it seems to make it lag a little bit. Okay. The Big Beautiful Bill is a major US federal law from 2025 impacting dentistry through Medicaid cuts, affecting adult dental benefits and reimbursements, changes to student loan programs, eliminating Grad Plus, and tax provisions, restoring PTET for practices. While pediatric dental care is protected, states can reduce adult benefits due to funding shifts, leading to potential dental changes for providers. Okay, I believe. Okay, should we look at the Reddit comment? Okay. Oops. Oh, what? Mature comment. I don't know. Okay. I don't really want to see the dentist, but that's okay. I'm an aspiring pediatric dentist, and I wanted to know your thoughts on the recent legislation. I believe a large majority of pediatric patients are under Medicaid, and with the bill, many will be ineligible for Medicaid. It's not supposed to affect pediatric dentistry, though. That's what we just read. But then they're saying, I was also told that Medicaid cuts effectively lead to lower provider reimbursements. I also think that a lot more kids aren't going to be able to come in for checkups or preventative treatments. So that means more expensive and invasive procedures later down the road. What's everyone's thoughts on this? Is pediatrics still going to be a good field to go into? And this person says there are plenty of pediatric dentists who are not Medicaid providers. And I think at some point people are going to realize cutting Medicaid cost everyone more money in the long run, so they'll bring it back. I think if you enjoy working on kids, it's still a fine specialty to go for. People don't realize it. Every time president changes parties, they basically undo everything the previous president has done. I'm sure the next Democrat president will run on bringing back Medicaid, and it will have just been a big waste of time and money. This person says that's a lot of assumptions to make. I sort of feel like that though also. I feel like we just kind of like we go back and forth and probably waste a lot of time and money doing that. Okay. That's on a loan cap. Loan cap. But that's about going to school. Also, my mom's cooking something right now, you guys, and it smells really good. I'd just like to share that. Okay, this is the American Dental Association talking about the One Big Beautiful Bill. This is 3 pages. I don't know if we're going to read all 3 pages. What's this? So I will say, though, that dental, even when I was a kid, it was hard to like, I don't know if they didn't cover a lot of dental. Does federal support medical? I'm not Medi-Cal. I don't know if you can get dental through Medi-Cal. Let me just see. Delta Dental is the really common one out here. Delta Dental plans. California for individuals. Delta Dental plans for seniors on Medi-Cal. Delta Dental plans 2026. No idea. Okay, dental. I'm going to look at this because Delta Dental insurance. Dental insurance. Save money. The largest dental insurance provider. Okay. Insurance plans options. $50, 6 months. Well, how much is this one per month? Okay, this is based on 2022. Okay, well, what are the cost? That bothers me. Why doesn't it just say like what the plans cost? Sorry, I'm scrolling and you guys are watching this. So it's telling you the difference on these plans, but it's not telling me deductible. $100 per person per year. But there has to be like a monthly fee as well, right? And then there's also like deductibles and how much, what percentage they're covering. Dental coverage for everyone. First year of coverage for in-network dental care. Coverage percentage increases across 3 years. It's the highest amount. Orthodontics are not covered. But what's the monthly fee? Okay. Well, I don't know. Let's keep going back. Delta Dental. Yes, these bugs are bugging me. All right, let's look. Okay, let's just put in for myself. And let's do my work zip code. Oh my goodness, sure. Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out how much dental insurance would be if you paid out of pocket. Also, they do have low cost dentals. I don't complete my quote. Are they gonna? I don't know. No, I don't want to do all this. All right, let's see. But it's gonna say receive my quote. It's gonna ask me for my email, and I hate that. Let's just. I'm gonna keep going, even though I know it's gonna do that. 7, 6. I'm gonna put in my real weight, you guys. Should I? Should I lie? We'll put 199. That's definitely a lie. Delta PPO. But is this dental or is this like just actual health coverage? Continue. Oh my goodness. I don't think this is, no, yeah, see now, it wants all of my information. So I'm not gonna do that, you guys. Okay. Man Swagger says dental on Medi-Cal is now very comprehensive for our state, at least. Other states don't do root canals or crowns, no fillings either. I've had a lot of crowns and fillings and root canals, and even with insurance, it doesn't necessarily cover it very well. Ugh. All right, you guys. Can we switch back and talk about Christmas for a minute or holidays? Wrapping paper. Go through your garages, find all the old wrapping paper and just use it. Don't buy new wrapping paper every year. I have a ton of wrapping paper. I'm even thinking about that I need to like share the wrapping paper and bring it to my friend or bring it to work so that they can use it because I have a ton of wrapping paper. Part of it was like for a video idea for my mom and I filmed the video. I have not edited it yet. Joel says that he always found it a little strange that dental coverage or insurance was entirely separate. I mean, it's a part of your body, and if you have a bad infection in your tooth, it could literally kill you. Yeah, when I was in my 20s, and I think I had dental insurance, but I hadn't gone. I didn't go to the dentist a lot when I was a kid. I was really scared of the dentist. My mom did not make me go. Oh, this bug. I had a ton of cavities, but I didn't know it. And I remember I was supposed to go snowboarding, but my mouth was hurting really bad. I couldn't lay down, I couldn't sleep. I was trying like over the counter stuff and nothing was working. And I was being like affected if I would drink hot or cold, and so I wasn't wanting to eat. And I still just thought, I don't know what I thought. But I didn't put 2 and 2 together, and I definitely needed, like, a root canal that day, and the doctor was like, "You're not going snowboarding. You're gonna be here, like, basically all day, and then you're not gonna feel like doing anything." And I was like, "Yep." And I remember this really clearly too. The first Lord of the Rings movie came out. and we had tickets to go see it, and this was before I knew that I needed the root canal. But I remember knowing that it was a good movie because I got distracted from the tooth pain while I was there. All right, guys, we're gonna look at the movies over the weekend. And like I said, my mom and I finally saw Wicked for Good. We really enjoyed it. I think we're gonna go see not the week today. We're either going to stay home and watch Christmas movies, or we're gonna go watch Knives Out. The latest, not Knives Out. Knives Out was the original one. It's on Netflix, so it's free. But I am gonna advocate seeing what is this new one called? Oh, it's called Wake Up Dead Man, in the theaters. So my mom and I are either gonna go see Wake Up Dead Man, and then maybe we'll go look at Christmas lights tonight, my mom and I. But we're gonna do a different neighborhood than we normally do. So maybe I'll research that with you guys after we look at the movie grosses. Or we might go play bingo today. So either bingo or movie. I don't know. I'll probably let her choose. And she'll probably say she doesn't care. Okay. So the movies this weekend. I also want to see Zootopia 2, but it's not playing anywhere where I can go see it for free. So I don't know. Since I get movies for free since I work at a movie theater, I don't normally spend money to pay, but I might for Zootopia 2. Anyway, so Zootopia 2 was the number one movie, then Five Nights at Freddy's 2, which is kind of like a horror movie but geared towards a younger audience. Then the number 3 movie is Wicked for Good. This bug is wicked. I'm gonna kill it. Did I get it? It did not get it. I just moved it. Okay. Something called Durandar. I probably did not say that right. Number 5 is Now You See Me Now You Don't. A G-Kids movie called Jujutsu Kaisen Execution. The number 7 movie was Ellen McKay. Number 8 is How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Number 9 is Eternity. Oh, are these all tied? Tied for 9, Eternity, Hamnet, Silent Night, Deadly Night. And then number 10 is Predator Badlands, tied with Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair, one battle after another. And then next week is Avatar. And then the week after that is Christmas week is something called The Testament of Anne Lee. Okay. Cindy says, I don't think much dental is covered by federal programs. California seems to be different. I feel like that's why I didn't go a lot when I was little. I don't think it was covered back when I was getting my health insurance through the state when I was young. Maybe because I remember, I feel like my mom said that we couldn't afford to go to the dentist. Maybe she just didn't want to hear me cry and it wasn't worth it. I don't know. Steve says that his dental insurance is $45 a month and it covers up to $2,000 a year max. And most crowns, you pay 60% and they pay 40%. Is that how that is? Because I feel like even when I had I still have dental insurance, but a lot of the things that I pay are very, very expensive still. Okay, Alex says, I have a question about movies as well, since I work at a movie theater. Is it true that studios put out crappy movies out in January? Movies released during that time aren't that good. I read that somewhere. That is generally true. So movie theaters, movie studios, not the theaters, right? We want to be busy all the time. But movie studios, think about it. Most people are back at work. Most people's funds are a little bit more limited because they're paying off their Christmas debt. And so the kids are back in school, people are back at work, they're paying off their Christmas debt bills. So for the most part in January, people are kind of staying home. They're not going out, they're not spending a lot of money. So it's not that they're putting out bad movies in January, it's just that they're being strategic. I will say that when you watch like the Oscars in March, and let me stop sharing. When you watch the Oscars in March, it's for the films of 2025. So films need to have played in a movie theater at least 1 week in 2025 to be considered for an Oscar. So where I work, we can actually be busier while people are catching up on their Oscar movies. So a lot of times during January, the viewer is actually catching up on the good films of 2025 that they haven't seen yet. So, and a lot of films that really think they're going to be a strong Oscar contender come out Christmas Day. So, we're getting a film called The Testament of Anne Lee, and it's going to be running in 70 millimeters. So, we're doing film again at my theater, and I'm really excited about that. And they think Amanda Seyfried? I can't say her last name. I will learn. But a lot of people are saying that she's gonna be nominated for Best Actress for the film. So as you get towards the end of the year, it's the Oscar push, kind of. So films released in December are often films that the studios think have a strong chance of being nominated for an Oscar, winning an Oscar. One of the actors or actresses can win an Oscar. There's a lot of Oscar buzz this year about Sinners and Weapons, which both did really well in theaters and came out way earlier in the year. That's a little bit more rare, but but it's not like they put out the bad movies per se in January. It's just that more they still want to release like new things to keep people interested in the theaters, but because kids are back in school, parents are back at work, they're tightening up their budgets because they just spent a lot on Christmas, and because people are still catching up on the good films of 2025, they tend to save the movies that they think are gonna do better for, like, the holidays, for, like, when people are in summer when kids are out of school for summer, when they think parents are gonna have more time to go to the movies, um, and there's trends that show, like, release patterns and stuff that kinda say that. So, yes, there is some truth to that. But then, like, movie theaters need good product to bring people in, so, like, they still have movies that they release, but they're not gonna and something like Avatar should still be doing well in January, but that's coming out next weekend. So, there's still gonna be good movies in theaters in January. Also, like, nobody wants to put up their movie against Avatar because everybody knows that Avatar is gonna be, like, the number 1 movie next week. So so, like, you also don't wanna put up your really good movie to compete against something like Avatar. You wanna just let that have its heyday opening week, and then next week, maybe send out some competition. Okay. So, yeah, that's totally true. Um, Man with Swaggers, we're going back to the dental topic, says it was expanded in 2018, the dental for, um, Medicaid and Medi-Cal. Before you could only get basic cleanings, now it's fully covered to extensive work, and Medi-Cal, since it's low income, there's no copay. Talk about very generous. Yeah, and that is really, really good because I don't think I finished my sentence, but even when I had dental I keep saying had, I still have dental insurance. I have found a dentist. So my dental insurance, and I have what's called a buy-up plan because I have really bad teeth, you guys. Like, no kidding. Like, they recommend that I get 3 teeth cleanings a year instead of just the 2, and deep cleanings, not just like a regular cleaning, like they call it a perio where they like get up under and scrape. Um, so I have 3 deep cleanings a year. It's pretty common that I either need a root canal or that I just have a cavity that's so big. This year I had to replace a crown, and that was like a whole big dramatic thing. Um, but the dentist that I use now, even though it should cost a lot of money, he just charges you that $50 copay. So sometimes if you shop around I remember my friend was like, "Shelly, I don't know anything, and I think that's wrong." And I was like, "I think that's wrong too." And I went with her to the dentist. She's my friend, but she's also like my coworker. But I was like, "You can't tell people that," and they were like, "No, she doesn't owe any money." I was like, "What do you mean she doesn't owe any money?" But it's supposed to be this. And they were basically so you've all heard, right? And Okay, yeah, we're gonna talk about insurance for a little bit. For the last, like, 10 minutes of this stream, we're probably talking insurance. So, the brown sugar was it may be for a work Christmas party. Oh, that's cool. Um, anyway, so my old dentist who I loved, he's older and he's battling I don't know, they mentioned that he was in chemotherapy, so I hope he's okay. I recently called because I owed them, like, $10. I took care of that. Um, and his son is now taking over his practice, but I hope he's okay because he did a lot of work in my mouth and he was absolutely great, but he did not give me any discounts. I probably had enough dental work done there. He's the one that told me I could not go snowboarding. He's my dentist for the longest time. But he's out in Glendora and I'm out in LA, and it was getting to be like a 2-hour drive to go there one way and then 2 hours back. And I just like I'm too old to be spending that much time driving back and forth to the dentist. But I would pay 60% for a crown. So if a crown is like maybe $4,000 and I was paying like $2,000 for it, I don't know. I'm just giving like really inflated prices, but that's the thing, really inflated prices. So a lot of times, like the dentist is going to bill your insurance, say $4,000 for that crown or for the root canal, or for maybe that was for the root canal and the crown, because normally they go hand in hand, right? You get the root canal and then you get like a temporary crown and then you get your permanent crown. So from top to bottom, that is an expensive procedure. And my regular dental plan, they covered maybe it was they covered 60 and I paid 40, but it was still, like, crazy expensive. Now, on major work, that's considered. Now I have a buy-up plan, it's supposed to cover 80%, and then I only have to pay 20%, which is still kind of a lot of money. 20% on, like, $1,000, it's gonna be $200. Wait, is that right? No, that's not right. Hold on. Oh my goodness, why is 1,000 times by 2? Yeah, $200. Okay. So if you're paying 4,000 times point 0.2, that's still $800. It's still a whole lot of money for something, right? I think that is for the root canal and for the crown, but still, ton of money. My new dentist, so this is why I say when I guess so when I was paying out of pocket, maybe is a better term. Anyway, the new dentist doesn't charge you anything. He's like, my 3,200 that I'm getting is enough that I'm not gonna charge you 800 out of pocket either. So, like, but you get what you pay for. I do not think the dentist that doesn't actually charge me money, like, I like that he doesn't charge me money, but, like, last time they remade the crown, like sorry, I feel like a crazy lady trying to smash this bug the whole entire live stream. Also, like, maybe I need to get better aim, but I'm trying to, like, also do it discreet, like, not be distracting about this bug. Anyway, um, I feel like I had to go back, like, 4 times for the crown, and it was not right. Like, the bite wasn't right, the fit wasn't right. So, time is money. So, like, if you're going to the dentist 4 times for what should have been done right the first time, are you really saving money? And if you're saving $800, then the answer is still yes. Also, let's go with if you had to pay 40% on that $4,000. Ugh. So, it used to be before my insurance offered me a buy-up plan times point 0.4, that's $1,600 that you could potentially owe for the root canal and for the crown. So my new dentist doesn't charge anything, but I legit when my friend told me that, I thought she was, like, mistaken to the point where, like, I went to the dentist to, like, try and clear it up. I think that bug just, like, bit my eyebrow while we were on this live. Um, Now, and then Steve, if you're still listening, I'm curious about this. Many of you know that I have publicly said that next year I'm going to do the high deductible health plan. Oh, I have a question for you guys, actually. If you're doing the high deductible health plan, that also you have an HSA, a health savings account. Is it true that if you get a doctor's note that some special shoes might be covered? And the reason I'm asking you guys that is because, and I guess I'll find out too and I'll report back. I have plantar fasciitis. I've had it for like almost this whole year. It's not really getting any better, but definitely certain footwear really, really helps. Um, Hoka tennis shoes, incredibly expensive, but I can actually like walk if I have those on. Like that's what I wore to Ireland and it was comfortable on my foot. Oh, did I get that bug? I didn't get the bug. I'm getting bitten here, so I'm gonna have to go and I'm gonna have to like, I don't know, I'm gonna have to fumigate my house or something. I do not know. I actually pay for pest control, but these little like bugs that are called no-see-ums, they you can't, they're really hard to see. That's why I'm having trouble catching it. And my pest company like doesn't cover that. But anyway, okay, back to the dental and the high deductible health plan. So the first question is, does anybody know if it actually will cover, like if I get it, it did say that you need a doctor. That thing totally bit me. Look, my eyebrows all red. And it wasn't like earlier in the stream. But anyway, if a doctor writes a note for, say, Hoka tennis shoes, which they are supposed to be good for plantar fasciitis, so are Brooks and so are something called OOFOS. None of those are cute. But I also bought a pair of shoes that called like Vivalia. Anyway, these shoes are expensive, but they allow me to like walk and still do my job, and I'm pretty sure I could get a doctor's note for them. Is that something that if the doctor writes a note that I need special tennis shoes, can I get those reimbursed out of my health savings account? So that's question number 1. And then number 2, I was talking to my doctor, and I think I'll be able to reimburse myself, so with pre-tax dollars for my weight loss medication, which is also supposed to manage my high blood pressure and is helping with my fingers and all this stuff. Um, my doctor literally told me when I told her that I thought I was gonna switch to a high deductible health plan next year, she said, "Just tell the doctor that you're paying cash. Don't involve the insurance at all, because how they're gonna bill you if you say you're paying cash is still going to be less than if you bill it through your insurance with a high deductible health plan." And that's something that, Graham Stephan, who's another YouTuber, I used to be in his mentorship, he's talked about this, and I'm not sure if it's still true, but he was like, "I don't pay for health insurance monthly." He's in good health. He's like, "The things that it covers, I will pay out of pocket for, and it will be, cheaper." And they're not allowed to deny you, at least right now, for pre-existing conditions. So he's like, if he got a condition, he would just like at that point, like go and get the health insurance. But like, so for all these years, he hasn't paid for health insurance, at least not on a monthly basis. Okay. Let me get caught up in your comments. Steve says that your crown 3 years ago was 2,200, no root canal, and you paid for 40%. You paid 40% of the 2,200, or was 2,200 your portion? Because some places just charge like crazy amounts. I want to say that like when I was like 20 when I had that first root canal where I couldn't like put pressure on my face, I couldn't lay down, I couldn't sleep, um all this kind of stuff. And I wanna say it was, like, almost $2,000, which is a huge amount of money to a 20-year-old, and I had health insurance, so that was no fun. Dental work is no fun. I will say that finding a dentist that doesn't charge you that 40% copay, that's fun, but it's not fun when you have to go back, like, 4 or 5 times for what should have been done right the first time. And I think at that point, I called my old this is how I found out my old dentist was having chemotherapy, because I actually went there and there was, like, somebody who, like, kind of, like, took over his practice temporarily. It was not his son. Um, and I went there and, like, she made me so nervous. I was like, "Where's Doctor Syag?" And she was like, I was, like, crying and acting a fool, you guys. I'm not proud of it, but, like, it is what it is. I found him on, like, one of those, like, dentist for coward sites. Um but she did not have the same bedside manner, and I was, like, crying. I was like, "Where is he?" And she was like, "He's in chemotherapy." And I was like, "Oh my god." And then I tried to act right, but, like, she still scared me. I did not like her. Um, but anyway, I went to that doctor's office because they had done such a bad job where I was. So I kind of ended up, like, paying twice? I don't know. You get what you pay for sometimes. It's frustrating. So you darned if you do, you darned if you don't. Richard said his root canal. Oh, my little heart. I'm so sorry, Richard. That stinks. Dental work in general stinks. And that's one of those damned if you do. So Richard's saying his root canal 3 years ago cost $3,280 and he's still paying on it. I'm so, so sorry. My mom has dentures now, so she doesn't have teeth, so this isn't about teeth, but okay, Steve's gonna answer my question about, the shoes maybe. If it's for a health condition, then I can use the HSA. The shoe molded inserts are covered, and you can ask your HSA provider in an email. Okay, perfect. Um, and you know what, maybe I'll ask that. They have calls, like a training call, and I am gonna sit in on one of those so that I can ask, like, a professional all my HSA questions. Also, so pro tip, since I am gonna sit in on that call, if you guys want me to ask any questions that I'm pretending are for me, but they're really for you, let me know in the comments after the video, and I'll totally ask, your health savings account questions when I do my call. And of course, it'll be for my employer, so, like, the answers could differ what plan you have, but if you wanna know how my insurance company does it, I will let you guys know. And yeah, I definitely have now been diagnosed with plantar fasciitis. I bought some insoles on Amazon, and this year I don't have the flexible spending account, I don't have a health savings account, I don't have an FSA, I don't have an HSA, I don't have any of it. But next year I definitely if I'm 99.999% sure that I'm doing the high deductible health plan, but if I don't, I think I will have an FSA just because, um, like, the inserts and everything alone. But yeah, I went to a foot specialist, I have plantar fasciitis, I'm reading about, like, walking backwards to, like, make your foot better and all this stuff. So, I don't know. And yeah, those shoes, they're right here. PS, like, Hoka's were very expensive, like, I'm talking my mom was like, "I want Hoka's," and I was like, "They cost more than $100," and she was like, "I don't want Hoka's anymore." But, like, my mom recently got some shoes that are working for her, and they're covered under her VA healthcare. Um, she wouldn't have spent the money on them, but, like, they also placed a thing in her shoe that's making it so that she can walk more comfortably, and, like, so I'm super happy about that. Like, foot pain is no joke, you guys, and, like, I'm on my feet a lot at my job. Anyway, um, alright, so yeah, I think I will ask on that call if they'll cover the shoes, and then there's another shoe there's, like, basically, like, 2 brands that does, like, sort of okay looking work shoes. Your plantar fasciitis took 7 months to get rid of. Yeah, that is, like, no joke, you guys. So I first went to the doctor in, I wanna say April for that condition on my feet, and it's still going on. Like, I am wearing different shoes now. I've tried icing it. I have the weird boot that, like, keeps your foot like this, although I don't wear that as much as I probably should. You're supposed to wear it when you sleep, and I'm a stomach sleeper, so, like, when you sleep on your stomach, right, you flex your foot probably almost straight, and they say a lot of people who are stomach sleepers get plantar fasciitis, and then that boot, like, would keep your foot flexed, like, your toes flexed towards your nose. But yeah, I, definitely have that. So, your health is really important. Shoes are important. I'm gonna see if I can get my insurance to cover it because that would be great. Because the Hokas were expensive. I don't love spending more than $100 for shoes either. I would like to prefer, like honestly, if I could buy shoes for $20, that would be great. But, like, 40, 50, $60. But once we're talking over 100, um oh, you f oh. Oh, that's a good tip. Let's look at eBay, you guys, just real quick, and see how much Hokas are there, and then we're gonna look up Christmas lights. Okay, we'll stream for a little bit longer today, especially I popped on late anyway. Okay, so I'm sharing the tab. Let's look at eBay. I had not thought about that, and normally okay, you guys, I think I told you that, women's Hokas. Oh, look at that. You can get cash back on eBay on Rakuten. I love that little pop-up. Women's Hokas. 7. Oops. Those look cute. Oh, no, absolutely not. $129. I do not think so. Okay, these ones, those look okay, right? They're $39.99. But normally they're super, super expensive. They have something called, okay, and I know that they are ugly. Okay, so we're not talking about that. But they are so comfortable. 7.5 with the box. These are cute, but they're $90. Why are these so much money even on eBay? These are also cute. Why are they so much, even used? Oh, interesting. I just got invited to church. I think I'm gonna go. All right. Okay. Anyway, Hokas do not appear to be cheap enough used. So you said, uh-oh. Sorry, I didn't mean to go dark. Okay, I hope I look at Joya. Okay. Sorry, Sylvia, as you age and get arthritis, orthopedic shoes become standard. I don't want that to be the answer, but I think that's the answer. I'm 48. I feel young on the inside. But my knees and my feet and my shoulder and a lot of other things tell me that I'm not so young anymore. 48, guys. What age were you guys when you started wearing like orthopedic shoes? Is 48 like the actual, oops, back up. Is 48 the actual age that, is that when I start needing, I mean, apparently it is, like, because I am wearing orthopedic shoes. Vivalia Vionic, I think, is the other work shoes that I'm wearing that are for, am I still super zoomed in? Vionic are the other work shoes that I'm wearing, and those are also over $100 because they're geared towards people with plantar fasciitis. They sell new shoes. Yeah, I think those were new. I don't wanna get someone's athlete's foot, though. I'm worried about that. But yeah, Hokas have been lifesavers. Okay, you guys, I was gonna look at Christmas lights, but now maybe my mom and I will go to church. So I have an old coworker, and he says, this is so nice. He says, 5 p.m. this evening at church is the contemporary Christmas carols. Bring your mom. And I said, is there an elevator? And he says, yes, but you won't need it. There's a ramp entrance on the side as well. I feel like that's perfect for us. Maybe we'll go watch a movie. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. We'll ask my mom. So maybe we'll watch a movie and then we'll go do Christmas carols. I don't know. I'll ask her what she wants to do. Okay. Or we're gonna look for Christmas lights in LA County. All right, I'm gonna share the page while I look that information up. I was gonna have to look this up anyway, so I might as well just, share the process with you guys. Stay streaming a little bit longer. I'm gonna give you guys another pro tip on the Christmas lights, so we might not do it tonight, although it might be okay. Let's do Christmas lights Los Angeles. Christmas light maze tickets. Nope, we don't want that. 20, no. The best holiday lights The best neighborhoods for Christmas lights in Los Angeles. Okay, am I sharing with you guys? Okay. You have a shoe stabilizer. They make Brooks comes with a shoe stabilizer inside. Okay. Best neighborhoods for Christmas lights. Okay. So this is the AI overview, and that very first place that I was talking about. Can you guys see this? Now I feel like somebody bit me in my ear. This is no good. The very first thing it's listing is Hastings Ranch in Pasadena with themed homes, but they're not really themed anymore. They have like wooden cutouts that are posted at the trees that are at the curb, and then they just do regular stuff with their house. Woodland Hills, Candy Cane Lane, extravagant displays. Torrance's Sleepy Hollow, which has classic lights, and Altadena's Christmas Tree Lane, and then Venice Canals. So we have like a fake Venice Canals here, not too far from where I live. Parking's tricky there for sure, because that's not a drive-through kind of thing. I don't know if my mom can do the walking, so I think maybe that one's not for us, but I might want to check that out. Then let's look at Woodland Hills Candy Cane Lane. Candy Cane Lane is an iconic multi-block stretch with elaborate lights, fixtures, and a festive atmosphere. Lubbock and Oxnard Streets. Sleepy Hollow, Torrance. Ooh, the Marina Del Rey Boat Parade. I would like to watch that one day, but I don't know. I think that might be a paid thing. Okay, let's type in the Candy Cane Lane. Let's see how far that is from me. I'm just going to do it on my phone. Okay. Lubbock. B-A-O. Nope. Can't spell Lubbock. And Oxnard Street. Woodland Hills. Okay, so it's 16 miles away. And it would take... Why is it now saying 22 miles? Okay, and if we went right now, it would take 32 minutes to do it. Okay, so here's pro tip on Christmas lights also before I head out. So pro tip on looking at the free Christmas lights. So you're going to Google whatever your area is, wherever you guys want to go and see Christmas lights. Don't go on Friday or Saturday. That's the pro tip, because it's going to be super crowded, right? And sometimes you're gonna like sit and idle and do gas, and then like everybody's gonna want to like stop at the same house. So if you go on a weeknight, and Sunday's iffy, right? Because most people go back to work on Monday night. So I think Sunday night I would try, but like Friday, Saturday. So I think it's good. My mom and I saw a movie on Friday instead of going to look at the lights, and I think that that's actually probably a better decision. Since traffic probably would have been crazy. And then like cars are honking, or like, I don't know, it just gets like a little bit chaotic if you go on the weekend. I've been on the weekend before. 7th ad. Okay. That might be because now we're over an hour. Okay. Shoe sterilizer. That's cool. And then you use baking soda to deodorize them. All right. Those are all good tips. You guys have a great rest of your Sunday. Let me know in the comments or the chat if there's HSA questions you guys want me to ask when I get on the call with my company's insurance about it. I am going to ask if special shoes that I buy just for my plantar fasciitis are going to be covered. I'm going to try and find some low-cost dental insurance plans, and I'll try and report back with that next time. I feel like it's all Delta Dental, but dental work is the worst. They do have colleges, or you can just call for different prices. Sometimes if you tell them that you're paying cash and that you don't have insurance, they can go ahead and quote you a different and or lower price from the beginning. Also, don't be afraid to ask if they give you a crazy high price, right? me, Richard, and Steve are now all like, we had root canals or we had crowns and it was over, over $1,000, over $2,000, over $3,000. It's an expensive procedure, but another option that I'm always going to try and recommend is going to be calling and asking. When you call and ask how much it would be if you paid out of pocket, if they quote you some crazy high price, just say, "Do you know of any local dentist who will do it at a more affordable rate?" Because a lot of times they know that it's a really expensive procedure, right? Um, and they might be able to refer you to someone who can do it more affordably. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. Have a good rest of your Sunday. I'll let you know what I did, whether we looked at Christmas lights or if we sang some Christmas carols or if we just watched a movie. I'll let you guys know that next week. And have a great rest of your day. All right. See you next time. Thanks for watching Shelly's Millions.